A single thought can determine and influence your actions or indeed your inactions. This image reminds me, and she reminds me, that where there is life, there is always hope, and for a footprint to last far longer than any impression on the ground.
Someone who was quite transformative in terms of what he did for the nation in a very short period of time. To make a difference if you're committed, if you persist, and you do so with passion. It's about lifting people up, it's about providing people with opportunities. That these people live with food insecurity, stagnant wages, insecure employment opportunities, the fact that there isn't affordable housing in these locations, and this is having a significant effect.
But she also provided me with a glorious example of how one individual living their purpose can inspire and ignite others to similarly find their pathway. You know, I included this photo of me at a public speaking tour, not only because it was a defining moment for me to wear a dress, but because it represents the journey that anyone who seeks to live a life of purpose can take. Because a very different world awaits us all when we remember the truth of who we truly are.
Well, I grew up in Tehran, capital of Iran, beautiful city, and a lot of my friends got killed. A lot of them got arrested, and few of us had to leave the country. If I can help other people as well. So I found that my story is attractive, so I go around and share my story and push companies, hey, you have to hire more refugees and you have to lower the barriers and the bars to get them in and be more inclusive and diverse. I should start asking how and what I can do to decrease these pains in the world around me. Not the world out there, at least the world around me.
I had a very loving environment, I had a great peer network, but you know, there was always this undertone around acceptance. And then I had the opportunity to realize that my difference was my superpower. I say we shouldn't settle for mediocre, we should strive for exceptional.
I was diagnosed with stage 3 melanoma. The melanoma had actually spread. Why? What do other people do? How do they get support? 2015, that sunbeds were in commercial solariums were banned nationwide, you know, around Australia. So it's a great thing. 29 days, 1,200 kilometres. We raised 270,000 for research. And then in 2019, the photo you can see here was my biggest one to date, 2,000 kilometres in 50 days. And we raised $606,000 for melanoma research, and we finished. Sadly, in 2021, I got a lump pop up on my right neck, and that led me to founding the Australian Skin Cancer Foundation, you know, that claims the life of one person every 5 hours in Australia. And if you haven't been for a skin check in the last 12 months, please book that in and get one.
And when her grandmother held her for the first time, she declared, "This one will change the world." In the space of a single doctor's appointment, I went from a perfect, healthy family to a future prognosis that was so heartbreaking it still takes my breath away today. Isla and Jude were diagnosed with Sanfilippo syndrome. It's a form of rare childhood dementia. That little girl is now 13. She can no longer speak, and most days she doesn't know who I am. Over the years, this organisation has really helped to transform the research landscape for Sanfilippo, and it still leads that global response today. Today, around the world, there are 700,000 children and young adults living with dementia, and one dies every 11 minutes. It's a similar death rate to children with cancer. I'm reminded of my purpose, and that is to fight for children with dementia, because childhood and dementia are two words that should never go together.
In summary, I believe in humanity, and I think the more that I understand that every single change in this world is reliant on us.
And so I decided that I would once again pick up that obsession, and so I have gone back to wearing Doc Marten boots, which has been...
Be clear around what it is you're looking to achieve and why, and be very clear around the ask. There's a meg every day, unfortunately, but the fortunate thing is we have an opportunity to help. So that's what keeps me going every day.
But you can make that difference no matter how big that wall is to climb. if you're prepared to persist and put the time and effort in.